Right now, people across Metro Atlanta are out enjoying fireworks celebrations. The weather cooperated for most of the day as the community took in the 4th of July holiday. And 11 Alive's Dawn White, well, she's right behind me. She is joining us live in Roswell. So, Dawn, I'm looking behind you. I don't see any fireworks in the sky right now. Did they just wrap up?
Well, it did, Faith. It did exactly. I'm here at the Roswell Area Park, and I would say about 30 minutes ago, the fireworks here, they wrapped up. There was a sea of color here, and about 100 people came out for it. They say that they want to make this night a tradition. Seeing Roswell's July 4th fireworks is something the Brito brothers have been waiting for.
I don't think I have seen fireworks in a long time, so I think it's going to be really fun just seeing it blow up in the sky and stuff like that.
I like the colors of it. It like booms and I like that. It's cool.
The Brito family enjoyed good music, food, and fun.
We're just having fun and we're just relaxing here in the shade, but it's a little hot.
Braving that hot weather to build memories.
And I'm looking forward to next year. Hopefully we get to make this a tradition as a family. That's what we're looking forward to.
And over in Marietta, the city's July 4th celebration featured fair food, inflatable rides, and time to relax with friends.
I'm super excited to have the day off today and just be able to enjoy everything that the square has to offer, and a lot of ice cream and treats.
It's great that July 4th everyone's off work, so just getting to see people that I haven't in a while, having a beer, watching some fireworks, having some good food outside, so couldn't ask for better weather out here.
The show did start about 30 minutes early because of the anticipated rain that happened. People say that they are glad that they had full bellies for the show here. We did have a lot of food trucks out here earlier.
And of course, we were wondering about some of those rain showers, if they would put a damper on some of the fireworks out there for tonight. But most areas were okay. As Dawn said, some started a little earlier, some delayed, and really everything's pretty much falling apart right now. We do have a couple of light showers over to the east of us, also up to the north, and then a little more moderate shower activity over in parts of West Georgia. But things are a lot calmer now than they were a little bit earlier. You can see some of that light rain North Fulton County, right on the Fulton-Gwinnett line. Some of this over towards Snellville is very light rain in those areas as well. Here's what we're talking about. A little more moderate showers in parts of Polk County near Cedartown, southern Floyd, and then back toward Anniston in Alabama. They've got some lightning with that. Here in Atlanta, we were tracking a few of those showers a little bit earlier. Now things are calming down a little bit more, and we don't expect any additional heavy showers or anything overnight, maybe just a lingering shower or two at times. At the airport right now, things looking good. I'm sure a lot of folks are trying to get back home now. No delays. We have mainly nice conditions there at the airport. Now tomorrow, we're going to do it again. Another level 1 of 5 risk for some isolated severe storms to develop. We still think the timing would be more of the afternoon and evening variety. Stay with us. We're going to be looking ahead, and we'll let you know how long we're going to be stuck in this pattern or if we see a break in it anytime soon.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. And Peachtree Road Race winners are basking in glory tonight, but one runner who was out front made a costly mistake. That runner's named Simbari Tafari. She won the race last year, but today's unexpected finish will be an inseparable part of Peachtree's lore from now on. John Schierick breaks it all down for us tonight.
And they're off.
The sight breathtaking, the absolute beauty of running, the human body in peak condition, leaning into the future at maximum speed. For world-class runner Simbari Tafari of Ethiopia, years of training, sacrifice, dedication, all fueled by a love of the sport, delivered her here this July 4th along 10th Street in Atlanta. 10K of running and everyone else behind her.
The finish line just meters away with the motorcycles, giving them the perfect escort.
Racing in first place, widening her lead moments from the finish line. But suddenly...
Oh no!
Did she go off course?
Right turn.
Why?
It looks like she went off course.
Inexplicably, with the finish line in sight right down the street, Senberi Teferi followed the motorcycle escort onto a side street as the motorcycle was getting out of the way. Teferi quickly realized her mistake, but the other runners kept going straight. Teferi could not catch up.
What a disaster for Teferi.
And Senberi Teferi finished in third place instead of first.
I was really upset by Senberi's mistake.
The winner, Fautien Tesfaye, immediately sought to comfort Teferi, and Tesfaye spoke later to anchor Carrie Tollefson through an interpreter about that wrong turn.
She was in the front and she was leading, but she took that last turn, so I pushed ahead, but I was really upset because I really planned to stick with Senberi for the finish.
The race organizer, Atlanta Track Club CEO Rich Kana, said the confusion is partly the track club's fault because a volunteer was signaling for the motorcycle
Right now, and he is pushing hard.
And now it's about managing your sprint speed and form and trying to hold on and make sure you don't make a wrong turn to the finish line.
That is so smart, though, for you to say that because this is a long stretch. So to control yourself, but still put the pressure on. Gabriel Gay, we know he can run 10K. He just won the BAA 10K in a very fast time, but he does. He's coming off of those marathon legs, too. So does he have the wheels to carry this out for the next 800 meters? Those guys are not going away behind him.
Yeah, just look at Gay's face. You see his hands now. He's trying to make sure he keeps them pumping, but his face and his mouth tell me that he's laboring. But again, the ability, the natural God-given ability is there. Of course, the training as well. But now can he manage another uphill as they now come within 500 meters of the finish line? Gabriel Gay of Tanzania just on the left, trying to hold off a pack of four to his right. And everybody trying to figure out, when do I make a surge to try and get past Gay and win this race?
Edwin Kurgat, the guy that everyone knows from in the States. He is Kenyan, but he is keeping that pressure on. Look at him. He is coming back. Gabriel Gay still is in charge. He still has a little bit, but Edwin Kurgat, he's the fresh face. He's the fresh legs of the professional running scene, and he is closing that gap.
Believe that is Charles Longot of Kenya closing. We mentioned him in the white singlet. Look at this. There's Longot now, who is pulled up alongside of Gay.
Longot is such a phenomenal athlete as well. He's one of the fastest in the field. He is somebody that we have to say is a sub 27-minute 10K, 26:57. He's coming off of a PB in January, so there was a little bit of an unknown. He ran so well at the beginning of the year, and now he looks like he is really coming in strong.
And Carrie, look at the difference in the face of Longot there on the right in the white singlet. He looks relaxed and comfortable, in charge, as he now looks to get to the finish line before Gay. Gay is now behind, trying to hold on, but Charles Longot, who came with a surge, they're actually touching each other, and it looks as though Charles Longot is going to get to the finish line first to win the 54th annual AJC Peachtree 10K Classic. What a race and what a finish.
Charles Longot sort of surprising us in the final 400 meters, sneaking up, looking like he has that same white singlet that, Edwin Kurgat has, but no, it was Longot, and he was the guy we didn't mention early on. We should have mentioned him early on. He was fourth at Cherry Blossom. He came in to the year of 2023 with such great pedigree. 26:57 he ran in 2023, but like I said, just didn't seem like the last couple races were his, but today it was all his, and he timed it out perfectly.
Good. I'm very happy for it. So it makes me to feel good and compete again, to give me hope in running.
The last meters went by really fast and it was really exciting, and time was going by really fast, so I just had to push myself harder. There was a little bit of an issue when I was trying to stick with Senberi and she took the wrong turn, and that was almost confusing for me, but it was good to just finish the race strong and finish fast.
One longtime runner had a very difficult path to Peachtree. To say that there were bumps in the road is an understatement, but it didn't stop her from showing up at the start line for the 19th time. Liza Lucas reports from Athens.
Take a winding walk with Olivia Carlisle and you'll discover someone who leans into life in its twists and turns.
My thought process is I come to a fork in the road and I take it.
That perspective produced many paths of art, adventure, and sport.
Lots of chapters.
Absolutely.
Olivia also not one to shy away from showing her appreciation for life.
Thank you, dear Heavenly Father.
Knowing every change in course carries purpose, even the words that led her here.
Pancreatic cancer. This is one of life's detours.
Following a diagnosis in August, chemotherapy, surgery, Olivia taking it in stride.
Metamorphosis from caterpillar.
Inspiring her doctors and nurses like Donna.
She got this diagnosis. She came at it 90 to nothing. She did have some tiny detours, but nothing deterred her.
A window will close and then the door will open. And God puts people in my path for a reason.
And on July 4th, she'll join thousands of others down the path of Peachtree Street, cancer-free, ready to take her mark in her 17th race.
It's just a real pleasure to be there and to keep going and to keep moving.
And when it comes to the finish line?
Oh, I'm going to take off like a rocket. There's no doubt about it. I will run across that finish line.
It was back in 1970, the first Peachtree. Your winner, Jeff Galloway. He was an Olympian in 1972 in Munich, and since then he has been a pillar of the Atlanta running community, including his own store, Fidipides, in the Ansley Mall in Midtown. Not even a 2021 heart attack can slow him down. We caught up with Jeff, as we often do during Peachtree Week.
This is an incredible event, and it's been transformative for thousands of people. I've already talked to several hundred people at this expo who changed their life as a result of training for this event. And actually, because I won the first race, it set me on a path to try to lead others into this through my store Fidipides and my training programs and the Kaiser Permanente race. And as a result of this, I'm the beneficiary of hearing all these wonderful stories. My method is called Run, Walk, Run. And it's all about having the right combination of the two so that you can maintain your energy and your muscle resources all the way to the finish. And we build people gradually up to 6 miles, and then they're ready to do this amazing event.
You think you train anybody? You think you train me?
Anyone. I can train you. I'm ready.
Still to come, all in the family. For this couple, the Peachtree is an annual tradition, 25 years and counting. Now they are teaching their children well about the power of the Peachtree. 2 generations, 1 race. Their story is coming up next.
Why do we run? Do our bodies just feel better in motion? Do we run to compete against ourselves? Or to be part of a community of lunatics? Why do we lace up our shoes and find a road, a track, a trail? Whatever the reason, forerunner for runners.
one of the highlights of our race coverage. Jerry Carnes, who roams the finish line in Piedmont Park, finding the most colorful characters, the most inspiring stories. And of course, our first look at that coveted t-shirt. This year's no exception. Who better to capture the true spirit of the Peachtree than Jerry Carnes?
Sometimes victory isn't about crossing the finish line first. For Amanda Back, it's about crossing the finish line while thinking of Dad.
He actually got me into running this race.
Father and daughter ran the AJC Peachtree Road Race together 15 times. Now it's his spirit that keeps her running.
He passed away very suddenly in 2021, so I wear this shirt and we run it every year in honor of him.
And I'm sure he was here with you.
I think so. I felt him the whole way.
Dad was watching over Alyssa and Andrea Walls.
Peachtree was his favorite race. He was a big runner. He did, I think, 37? I don't know, 37 or 38 Peachtrees.
Greg Walls passed away 2 years ago.
I'm not a runner, and I ran, I'd say 95% of it. So, pretty proud of myself right now.
And Dad's proud of you.
He is.
Sometimes victory comes when you don't run at all. 92-year-old Bill Thorne had run every Peachtree Road Race until this year. After getting a ride to the finish line, he lifted his hands one more time. It's a victory over the walker he typically needs to get around.
What was it like not taking part today? I know it had to be tough for you.
Well, not really. I had already set my mind to not do it.
It's a family affair for Summer Evans, who ran this year's Peachtree while 12 weeks pregnant.
I found out I was pregnant. I had already signed up, so I thought, hey, why not? I've already been training.
And there's Chris Tucker and his two sons, the three of them running the Peachtree together for the first time.
So I figured I'd try to do it. And then my son started running cross country, so I picked it up again. And then now my youngest son has run it for the first time.
Fun? You do it again? You'll be back?
Yeah, I'll do it again.
They come back year after year after year to triumph over injury or grief, or just to take part in an event that is a victory for the entire city of Atlanta. At the finish line, Jerry Carnes, 11 Alive News.
There are many things we love about the Peachtree. For some, it's pure fun, but for others, it is a real challenge. And it doesn't get any more challenging than the stretch of the race called Cardiac Hill, right near Piedmont Hospital. Photojournalist Hunter Joyce and Chesley McNeil show us the ups and downs as runners try to conquer cardiac.
How many years?
40 years in a row.
And?
41. This is my 12th.
12?
Yes, probably 10.
We've been out here for 9 years together.
9 years together.
And all total, I've done 15 Peachtree Road Races through the years. Yeah.
This is number 9.
Number 9?
Number 9.
Why do you keep doing it?
Because my wife makes me.
This is my 19th year.
19th?
19th year, 2 times in the Middle East. Thank you. Shout out to everybody serving our country this good day.
Tell everybody what you do after this.
I go home, take a nap.
Talk to me. How's the race been so far?
Oh, man, we're killing it.
You killing it?
We're killing it so bad.
Did you run all the way up?
I'm run all the way from the beginning to, I'm almost there.
I saw you walking back there, and then when you passed me, you started.
I'm walking, get a drink. Damn, I'm going to finish it up strong.
Planning on stopping in 34.
34?
2034.
Okay, wait a minute.
I'll be 80 years old.
So Peachtree saved my life. It transformed my life, so I love doing it every year.
In what way?
I was depressed from sexual assault, and this really lifted me out of it, so here I am.
Man,
love it.
Nice, very nice.
Last December, on the 4th, I had a heart attack.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, we're walking today, and it's hard to walk, you know. I want to run past everyone.
It just means the world to me that he's still around and that we're still able to do this together.
Happy 4th of July!
That's what it's all about right here, AJC Peachtree Road. You made it up Cardiac Hill! You made it!
Some run to stay in shape, others run to compete, but one Acworth family of 6 runs to spend time together, and now they plan to use the AJC Peachtree Road Race to hit a special milestone together. Christy Diaz shares their story.
In the early morning hours, when the deer quietly graze and the sidewalks are still dark, count on one thing to break the silence of the night.
And today we're going on our morning run.
This Acworth family, feet pounding the pavement for their daily run.
Girl Kelly, Father Abraham, right here, and their children.
Turning silence to singing.
As many daughters, as many sons had father, baby.
As the sun begins to rise.
We're at 3.37. Like a little over a mile and a half left.
Every morning at 4:30, Mom and Dad, Kelly and Abe Owen, and their 3 girls, Elle, Lily, Kate, and Brinkley, peel themselves out of bed to run together. Their youngest, Blaze, stays home for now.
We usually get up about, I guess, a little before 5. Try to be out the door by 5.
I've learned to not think. You just do. You can't, because you will always justify not running at 4:30 in the morning. But you never regret going.
This love of running started with the parents who ran their first Peachtree together 25 years ago in 1998 when they first started dating. Together, they've tackled marathons on the road and in life. 4 kids later, they've passed the running gene down to the next generation. Their 2 oldest daughters run cross country for Harrison High School. Their youngest 2, Blaze and Brinkley, run with Junior Hoyas, the middle school running program. That's what inspired them to start running their neighborhood together to help the girls train for cross country. But they all say it's become more than that.
Like, help motivate each other and push each other, which I feel like has been helped us get closer.
I get excited just to be there with all my children, and running is something that it's just sweet to see your kids fall in love with something that you have fallen in love with and just follow in your footsteps.
5 of the Owens have run the Peachtree before, but this year, for their 25th anniversary run, they're taking the whole family, all 6 of them, tackling Peachtree Road together on the 4th of July.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting because we're all doing it together.
Every other day of the year,
enjoy our run.
They'll be here, back on the sidewalks of Acworth before sunrise, running with and for each other.
Try the camera. It's a little shaky, doll.
Always reaching whatever the finish line is, together.
Good job, guys. Good job.
In Cobb County, Christy Diaz, 11 Alive News.
Straight ahead on Start to Finish, the AJC Peachtree Road Race has its own youth movement. We'll take you inside the unpredictable fun that is the Peachtree Junior. Plus, running for Jimmy, a Douglasville man left an amazing legacy of running. So amazing, his friends will carry it on in his memory. It's a story you don't want to miss when Start to Finish continues.
This is not the first all-electric car. That's because no BMW sees the road until it's reached the ultimate standard, our own. A standard that demands every BMW feels exactly like a BMW should. Unparalleled performance and precision handling made possible by electric engineering. But isn't that what you'd expect from the ultimate electric driving machine? Take advantage of financing as low as 2.99% and a $2,000 credit.
Running needs nothing. It was born free, goalpost free, finish line free. Running doesn't care whether you're breaking records or setting a record for breaks. Running needs nothing but you.
My name is Georgia.
My name is Ishmael.
Chick-fil-A puts fresh flowers on every table. This day, I walked in and I just said, Ish, look, peppermint carnation, roses, and greenery. When I got married 62 years ago, that was my wedding bouquet.
Me and a few other team members decided this was such a special moment for Georgia. We wanted to give her one of the vases of flowers.
My husband teared up when I brought it home.
Here you go, Georgia. We love you.
This year's big event started Sunday morning with a Peachtree Junior. Kids 6 to 14 ran a 1-mile race, while the younger kids ran a 50-yard dash. And as always, they had great fun.
And this is a great way to introduce the Peachtree tradition to the next generation in Atlanta.
We've been practicing with her all week to see how she can run, so it's great. It's nice, yeah.
The 54th AJC Peachtree Road Race is in the record books, and one man has been there for all but 10 of them, a true Ironman of the world's largest 10K. Ariana Manise has his story.
We did it! For some, the AJC Peachtree Road Race is just a 10K.
Nice day for going walking and running.
For Paul Simpson, there's a science behind it all.
It's physics, because when you run up a hill, I don't want to be doing this. You wear yourself out.
Simpson, once a health physicist with the CDC, uses his scientific knowledge to his advantage.
Take this drag, and you still be at the top of the hill before these guys are running full speed because you bring yourself up and run up the hill going against gravity.
Gravity and the law of motion carried him to the finish line 42 years in a row. This race is his 43rd. His goal is to make it to 50.
If I get to 43, I got 50. Hey, what's the problem? I'm there now.
His journey to 50 started decades ago. You remember this race?
I remember that, and that was, see, I started in 1980. But you can see, when I got plenty. I can go with the big boys, see?
It's now a yearly tradition. He trains by running 3 miles a day to prepare his body for the high and low moments of the 6.2-mile run.
Which is usually the first half of the race you're good. It's the second half when you have the taller hills and more distances you had to be prepared. I always have enough energy. I'm gone. It was no big deal.
And when he's not preparing for a run,
I am a collector of objects and things.
He's collected every moment of his years running the Peachtree, like the time he ran with his family.
It was a very exciting day. And it was so exciting that I feel like I didn't even win a race that day.
Keeping every medal and shirt from each race.
See how you see Peachtree standing out underneath there?
And just like the law of physics states, objects in motion will stay in motion.
You know, I don't know when to stop. That's the problem.
Simpson says he too will always stay in motion, moving to the finish line.
Gravity comes in. It's falling down the hill. I'm floating.
Still to come on Start to Finish, a near tragedy turns into friendship and then triumph 1 year later. Plus, 98 years young. The ever-present Betty Lindberg is a name everyone in Atlanta running circles knows, and she's at it again at this year's AJC Peachtree Road Race.
Virginia is for families. Small families, big families, paddleboard standing families, fast riding families, and ice cream eating families. Are you kidding me? Look at this kid. Virginia has all sorts of things for families to love, so come love it for yourself.
Hi, I'm Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory. Did you know when you buy a mattress from a retail store, it's being sold for the second time? The manufacturer marks it up, sells it to the retailer, who marks it up again and sells it to you. Because OMF sells factory direct, the mattress you buy is being sold for the first and only time, providing great value. Don't buy your mattress twice. Visit the Original Mattress Factory today.
My name is Jason Williams. It was a rainy day, and I got hit from behind by a lady that was doing somewhere over 100 miles an hour is what they were saying. I've never dealt with anything like this before. Everybody that I talked to kept saying the same name, which was Morgan & Morgan. I was on hold for maybe 15 seconds. When they come back and said, Jason, we will absolutely take your case. As a non-tech savvy guy, I was able to navigate through all this stuff easily. Any question that I had, if I called, text, or emailed, they got right back to me. They made it as easy for me as it could have been.
The dinner table looks different these days, but from countertops to desktops, unexpected places, and modern spaces, meals have the power to bring us together. Cacique brings tradition to every moment with authentic ingredients that add delicious flavor to any table. Even if your dinner doesn't make it to the table, Cacique will make it unforgettable. Authentic flavor, real moments. Cacique.
Virginia is for Sunday brunchers and oyster slurpers, for red meat lovers and no meat lovers, for winery samplers and all-day wine drinkers. Ooh, is that a Chardonnay? So, as you can see, Virginia is for all sorts of food lovers, so come love it for yourself.
Welcome back, everyone. This is the AJC Peachtree Road Race, start to finish, and some of the all-time legends of the Savannah in the wheelchair division. These are amazing athletes and true superstars of the division. Here's a look back at the finishes of the men's and women's wheelchair races as seen here on 11 Alive.
It is a beautiful morning. The sun has just come up. We're right around 73 degrees. Again, the humidity is high, around 88%. But this race is going to be so very quick. And Amanda, as you look at the athletes on the starting line, what are your thoughts? You've done this about 15 times.
Lewis, this is the moment of truth. Everyone is trying to stay relaxed, trying to stay calm, trying not to get too tight because this start is going to go off really, really fast.
And there is Daniel Romanchek of the United States, who has won this race 5 times, going for win number 6. And just to his right there with the beard is Aaron Pike, also of the United States. So this is going to be a battle from the start to the finish.
Absolutely.
The men's wheelchair division is on course, and rolling strong is Daniel Romanchuk of the United States. Look at that gap, the lead that he has on the field, and Romanchuk continuing to make his way toward the finish line. And Amanda, we've talked about the temperatures being mild, but the humidity is high. How might it be affecting him and the other racers?
The temperature today is perfect for a wheelchair racer, but it's the humidity that's the real challenge. If you look at Daniel, the way he's pushing his chair, his hands are closed in a fist, and on his hand he has a glove. That glove's coated in rubber, as are the hand rings that he is pushing on, and we rely a lot on friction to move forward as wheelchair athletes. So as soon as you get a little bit of moisture in there, some rain, if you slip and get a little bit of blood on there, it makes climbing particularly really, really difficult.
Well, Romanchuk is so far out there. He has his own police escort behind him, and he is making his way on another climb. How tough are these climbs now as you get toward the end of the race?
This is where your arms are really, really burning.
Is this Heartbreak Hill?
This is Heartbreak Hill.
This is it.
If this is a little mini Boston Marathon, this is the Heartbreak Hill.
And Daniel Romanchuk at the top of the screen there has made the turn, the left turn on the 10th Avenue. And now look at the speed he's picking up, making his way toward the finish line. Straight shot.
He's sprinting. Now he's tucked in, down, coasting. He knows that he is all alone. He doesn't need to sprint anymore. This is just a tuck and coast into the finish.
What a feeling that must be for American Daniel Romanchuk, who is trying to win his 6th Peachtree 10K road race. Looks to be on course for that. And now the question will be the time. He owns the course record of 18 minutes and 11 seconds. And so we'll watch the time on the bottom right of your clock to see if he gets that right now at 18:38. So he's not going to get it, but still rolling very, very fast.
Still an incredible race, an incredible performance. And he is looking really, really strong.
Romanchuk continuing the downhill portion of this last few meters, coming to the finish line. No one else in sight. American Daniel Romanchuk coasting, maintaining his speed on 10th Avenue.
He's looking strong. He knows that this is his. He's had a lot of battles with Marcel Hoog lately, and this is a great victory under his belt.
And so Daniel Romanchuk approaches the finish line, and to the cheers of the crowds here in Atlanta, he will win his 6th Atlanta AJC Peachtree 10K road race. Because the women are about to take the course, and of course it is Susanna Scaroni who leads the women field, expecting to have another great performance. At least that's what she hopes, and they are now underway.
Just like Daniel, Susanna is taking it off hard. She's already got a gap on the rest of the field, and she wants to be alone. Susanna likes to control her own pace. She likes to push it hard, and if there isn't anyone else with her, then she doesn't have to worry about what they're going to do.
I mean, Scaroni is gone already, and she will hold that tempo throughout the race?
Absolutely. Susanna is in the best shape of her life. She's coming off of a string of marathon wins from the fall. She just set a new world's best time at the New York Mini, which is 22 seconds under her course record here. After this, she's heading to the World Championships to defend her 5K Paralympic gold medal. Susanna in that climb now is running 18:56. She could be in the running for another course record here at the Peachtree Road Race today.
And Susanna Scaroni again coming to Atlanta and dominating this course. Well, Scaroni is going to hear the cheers of these crowds who have made their way to the finish line area where we are, waiting to welcome her across the finish line to another victory here in Atlanta. What an athlete. Winning in 2018, last year as well. The course record holder, the three-time Paralympian, headed toward the finish line here once again to win in Atlanta.
She is sprinting hard, keeping it moving. She's about to hit that steep downhill. She's going to tuck in and roll about 25 to 30 miles an hour right across the finish line. Here it is, and she is getting close. Still, no one in sight behind her. She is so far ahead of the rest of the women's field. She has been dominating all season, and this is no exception.
And with a flag to indicate that she should continue left as she's going to the finish line, American Susanna Scaroni will win her third 54th AJC Peachtree 10K Road Race here in Atlanta.
Yeah, it was just kind of a go out and kind of just see what time I could get right now, and just kind of take it a step at a time.
Well, I just had honestly a great push this morning. I felt strong the whole time. We had great weather, and just gave it everything I had today.
As we all know, the AJC Peachtree Road Race is a fight to the finish. It is gritty, it's grueling, and it tests everybody who chooses to accept this July 4th challenge. And in some cases, triumph is born of tragedy. As Caitlin Ross reports, for one duo, the struggle is worth every step.
Use her as a ball. That's a traffic violation.
Officer Melinda Lim isn't going to write Willie Hatchett a ticket.
Make sure you get that.
But their story spells out inspiration.
She cares about the people, the relationship in the community.
Willie met Officer Lim on the AJC Peachtree Road Race course last year, but he never saw her.
And I heard so many great things about her, how she cared for me.
He was just a mile into the race when he went down.
I collapsed a mile into the race.
Willie suffered cardiac arrest, and Officer Lim was the first to respond.
Everything was moving, everybody was running, and all of a sudden I see Willie just stop, and he just collapsed.
Doctors and nurses on the course rushed in to help.
We just kept taking turns doing CPR because it was so hot, it was so strenuous.
After they got Willie into the ambulance, Officer Lim didn't see him again for months.
I was worried about Willie. I needed to know if he was okay. It was very concerning to me because he was down for so long.
When Willie got out of the hospital, the two built a friendship, step by step.
Willie is a great father, he's a great friend, he's a great husband. I have heard nothing but great things about him.
Those small steps adding up to a big idea.
Officer Lim told me, if you want to do it, I would do it with you.
Their friendship will endure long past the finish line.
There'll be some times when I'm having a hard day at work and I forget why I do what I do. And then I remember Willie. I remember you're one of the reasons why I do what I do.
Reporting in Atlanta, Caitlin Ross, 11 Alive News.
If you have followed our coverage of the Peachtree over the past few years, you know the story, the saga of Betty Lindberg. She is back at it again, only 2 years shy of her 100th birthday. As Jerry Carnes shows us, 98-year-old Betty is not here to win the race, but she continues to make history every 4th of July.
Betty Lindberg doesn't hold back when she talks about her performance on Peachtree Street a year ago when she was 97 years old.
It was terrible. I had to stop at least 6, 7, 8 times. I was hurting.
Like she does every year, Betty vowed she would never take part in another AJC Peachtree Road Race, only to change her mind. Before moving south, Betty lived in Minnesota. North Dakota, and Chicago. She and her husband both worked for Northwest Airlines. When the company moved them to Atlanta in 1958, running was not a part of her routine. She was 64 years old when she got her first taste of the Peachtree. The Atlanta tradition grabbed her and hasn't let go.
I wonder if these youngsters that start in their teens, maybe even high school, if I had started at that age, I maybe would have been tired of running. I mean, I don't know. I really don't think many of them last until 98.
We have followed Betty through the years, from her Peachtree adventures to the age group world record she has set on the track. Preparing for Peachtree at the age of 98 brought a couple of new twists, a dietitian and a training plan prepared by a running expert. Each year seems to bring more cameras, more microphones, more attention. Betty wonders, why all the fuss?
It does give me some pleasure, but I'm really astonished that people think it's something great. I mean, I feel so good.
Betty Lindberg already has an eye on next year and the 55th running of the Peachtree. She'll be 2 months short of her 100th birthday. After that, what about one more?
Who knows? I probably will be dumb enough to try it. It's the 4th of July. Everybody's celebrating the independence of our country. And then to have an occasion when you're doing the largest 10K in the world, you just say, well, I'm really participating in a lot of good things for this one day.
To top it all, there's now a great-granddaughter to cheer her on. Maybe, just maybe, tiny Gwen will inherit great-grandma's longevity and her passion for Peachtree.
People think that just because I'm the VP of party, that all I care about is the party. And that's just not true. You also have hullabaloos and soirees. Hey, play days and play nights, feasts and functions. There are get-downs and get-togethers, your bliss bashes and barn burners, plus your shindigs and jamborees. See, we're actually quite well-rounded here. All we do is party. Stick around.
For a healthier future together, look to Northside Hospital.
You can keep your money. You can keep your gold. I'll keep the ones who want me. Won't ever let me go. And I'm gonna make it home to my people, my tribe, my village, my vibe. Yeah, everything is alright when we come together, my people, my tribe.
Rick Garney here with a big news item from the 54th AJC Peachtree Road Race. The legendary Bill Thorne is hanging up the running shoes. Coming into this year, he's the only person to run every Peachtree dating back to 1970. His streak ended today, but the 92-year-old received a hero's send-off. Jerry Carnes with more on his amazing streak.
Tell me about that first Peachtree.
Well, it was some awful looking outfits that everybody wore because there was no set outfit. I ran in my old Ripple Soles coaching shoes, and you always had socks. I don't remember whether they were long or what, but you just put together just about anything. 154 entered it, and only 110 finished.
What hooked you on it, on that particular race?
I just guess my whole background and the way I was structured, I would just show up every year and go, and no one ever started saying anything about it until the 25th year. And that's what they gave me, the 25th year. And then after the 50th one, they gave me that.
What's your fondest memory from the race?
My granddaughter has run it with me before all the way, and so has Cheryl. At one time, I had a whole bunch of them in the family.
What made you decide that's enough, I can't do another one?
That was a hard decision. My two daughters, they have a lot of influence with me, and I'm well done.
Did they feel like it had just gotten too much for you?
I'd say they lean towards that, yeah.
What are you going to miss most about participating in Peachtree?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm kind of relieved. I'm kind of glad. Oh, I'm definitely at peace with it now, yeah.
The AJC Peachtree Road Race has always been about our community, the running community, of course. But it's also about fellowship, friendship, inspiring others, and in some cases, running for those who inspired us. There's another purely Peachtree story about a man who ran often, and now others are running for him. Here is Cheryl Preheim.
You might think most Peachtree Road Race stories begin outside on a track. But this one starts inside in a community of faith, First United Methodist Church in Douglasville. It's where Jimmy Haddle grew up.
Jimmy was born on Valentine's Day, 1940. Was so appropriate because he had the biggest heart you ever knew.
And he was the type of guy that said, Jimmy, we need a donation from you for the Boy Scouts. He'd say, how much? He'd write a check.
He was just one of those people that would do whatever was needed and, never gripe about it, never complain.
Jimmy's friends, Don DeClerc and Kip Berry, spent time with him every morning at the gym before work, a morning ritual that lasted decades. While working out, they learned just how much Jimmy meant to his community. He was quarterback for his high school football team and served as a lieutenant in the Army. In Douglasville, he was Mr. Peachtree.
So he also was super patriotic, and so July 4th was, like his Super Bowl.
So I went up, knocked at his office door one day and introduced myself, and I said that I wanted to run the Peachtree Road Race. Well, from that day on, we were best friends.
Like after the race that year, you would see that shirt, constantly, year after year, worn and tattered. He loved his Peachtree shirts.
Nothing could keep Jimmy away from the Peachtree. In September of 2006, Jimmy suffered a heart attack and still made it to the finish line in 2007. But last year, just 2 weeks after completing his 49th race, Jimmy Haddle passed away following a brain aneurysm, just one race short of his lifetime goal of running 50 Peachtrees.
The last time I saw Jimmy was on Wednesday before he passed at the gym that morning. Had his Peachtree Road Race shirt on. And then that Sunday morning, I was out of town, and I actually got a call from somebody from a Sunday school class, that something had happened to Jimmy and he was at the hospital, and my heart just broke.
Well, I was there when he passed, and it was very emotional.
Jimmy's death left everyone heartbroken, but they resolved to finish what he started. While speaking at his funeral, Pastor Roger Vest came up with an idea of running Jimmy's 50th Peachtree for him.
I just had this idea. I came up, I said, I think it'd be a neat way of honoring him. This thought just came to me, and after the service, I talked to Don DeClerc, and she said, several of us from his spin class are already talking about this. We're going to make this happen.
Because he was just a positive light. And so I wanted to, to be able to help to do this for him this year because as a tribute to Jimmy.
They got right to work recruiting 49 people to run for each year Jimmy ran, even using some unconventional ways to recruit people to put on their racing shoes.
I baptized a 16-year-old son of this couple, and I heard they were running. The 16-year-old was on the cross-country team, and I said, I've got an opportunity for you. And they signed up immediately.
And they'll be running in Jimmy's Peachtree t-shirts that Don and Kip sold to raise money for his favorite Douglasville charity, Loving Hands.
So this is a Jimmy Haddle original, and as I said, Jimmy loved his shirts, and they were very worn and tattered. This one's 1977, and so the day of the race, then I'll run wearing, representing Jimmy for his year of 1977.
What began at a funeral is now a real celebration of life. 49 Jimmys running for what would have been his 50th race.
Because he meant so much to so many people and so much to the community. What a better way to celebrate my dear friend than to be able to do this for him.
Next, another reason we love the Peachtree, the return of 11 Alive's Runner Camp. What better way to get the feel of the blood, sweat, and tears it takes to conquer the world's largest 10K than to see it through our own reporters' eyes and feet. You're watching the AJC Peachtree Road Race start to finish.
Is not easy to surprise. We've been married for 11 years. I have not been able to surprise him one time. I coordinated with Tyler to surprise Matt with the baby reveal at Chick-fil-A.
I said, yeah, let's do this. This will be amazing.
I bought this onesie and he's like, I got you covered.
We put it right on the tray for him.
Tyler's behind me on my right, filming the whole thing. Wait, no. Oh my gosh, I was so surprised.
Mama Nugget.
And Papa Nugget.
That is awesome.
This is not the first all-electric car. That's because no BMW sees the road until it's reached the ultimate standard, our own. A standard that demands every BMW feels exactly like a BMW should. Unparalleled performance and precision handling made possible by electric engineering. But isn't that what you'd expect from the ultimate electric driving machine? Take advantage of financing as low as 2.99% and a $2,000 credit.
Hey, let's up.
Running or walking 6.2 miles in warm, muggy weather is not an easy accomplishment, not an easy feat. And we know because our team was right there running beside you in the race. And here is a look at Joe Ripley, Caitlin Ross, and Cody Alcorn and their journey from start to finish with a whole lot of stops and a whole lot of fun along the way.
All right, welcome to Team Runner Cam here at the AJC Peachtree Road Race. I'm Joe Ripley. This is my second time running the race. We've got Caitlin as well, and we've got Cody Acworth.
It is my first race, so I'm like super excited to be out here.
My country 'tis of the sweet land of liberty. Of the I sing.
Go, 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 go!
Land where my fathers died.
We made it to mile 1 and have encountered a small technical issue. Cody Alcorn rating this situation.
It's a 1. We're at our first one of the race.
Any levels? Does it work?
Land of the Pilgrim's Pride.
Made it to mile 3, halfway point of the Peachtree Road Race. At this point, there's no way out. We can only go through.
Yes! I
to mile 5?
Barely. I'm in a 10.
A 10?
2 hills
are so hard.
We're gonna finish strong.
Almost there.
If you are from Atlanta, make some noise.
Right from every mountainside, let freedom ring.
Here we are, we made it to the finish of the AJC Peachtree Road Race.
Yes!
11 Alive Runner Cam team on point, I think. Thoughts?
We made it.
Yeah, I think we did great. I mean, the rain helped cool it down, so, I mean, we did it for the shirts, so
look at this shirt. Beautiful peach color there.
Can't beat it.
Skyline. It's hard to beat on Independence Day, 4th of July. We had a blast.
We had so much fun. Cody, what do you give this race? First time out?
Of course, an 11.
Too good.
An 11. All too good. Thanks for joining us, y'all. Take care.
54 races now in the books, and for many reasons, this will be one we will never forget. We want you to keep sharing your memories with us on the 11 Alive Facebook page, and you can also download our app to take another look back at the history of this incredible 4th of July tradition. For everybody involved in this great production, we want to thank you for watching the AJC Peachtree Road Race start to finish. Happy 4th of July.
grow up. I won't grow up. I don't want to go to school. I don't want to go to school. Just to learn to be a parrot. Just to learn to be a parrot. And recite a silly rule. And recite a silly rule. If growing up means it would be beneath my dignity to climb a tree, I'll never grow up. Never grow up. Never grow up. Not me. Not I. Not me. Not me. I won't grow up. I won't grow up. I don't want to wear a tie. I don't want to wear a tie. And a serious expression in the middle of July. In the middle of July. 'Cause growing up is awful work. And all the awful things that ever were. I'll never grow up. Never grow up. Never grow up. No, sir. Not I. Not me.
you're dodging some showers and storms out there today. Once again, tomorrow we have a level 1 of 5 risk for a couple of isolated stronger storms. We're tracking when we could see a break in this pattern.
Despite that rain, many 4th of July festivities push through. Your celebrations are just ahead.
And